Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Isaiah. I got this message on YouTube. I was going through the messages, and a brother left a comment. He said, "Shalom, brother, from the mighty tribe of Judah. You have a good voice, communication. If you can understand how you can monetize your words, you can build wealth and use it to help more fellow Israelites. Most High in Christ bless." So I was thinking about that. Not that I was tempted to, take money for this work. I'm gonna start off by saying that the work is the reward. You know what I mean? And anybody that's coming to this truth and you witness the Lord change your life, change your family life, and just make your path straight. That's reward enough to take you off a path of death and put you on a path of life. That'd be enough. And then to give you this knowledge, this truth, this understanding, and give you the light, you know what I'm saying? Cause you to understand. Cause you to understand the error of your way, and to understand life in itself, and to understand yourself, That'd be reward, man. I'm gonna get this precept. Also, to see the life light up in somebody else when they receive this knowledge and they receive this understanding. To be able to change a life, man, that's amazing to me. That's reward enough, right? This is James 5 and verse 20. It says, "Let him know that he who turns a sinner from the error of his way will save a soul from death and cover a multitude of sins." Right? So that's reward enough. It said, let him know that he who turns a sinner away from sin, let me read it again. Let him know that he who turns a sinner from the error of his way will save his soul from death and cover a multitude of sins. That's reward enough, man. We out here giving our people truth, saving our people from the error of their way, and also at the same time, it's causing, we're righting our wrongs, man. They tell you can't right your wrong, man. James just said you can right your wrong, man. For all those bad things that you sowed in the earth and that you did to your people, look, you can do good. And you can blot out a multitude of sins, man. That's reward enough, man. That's reward enough. I got a few more precepts. Got my little young health drink, so they say it is, but I guess it's better than pop. Oh yeah. Let me get First John 2 and 19, because if a brother or sister, individual came into this thing, you don't understand that the work is the reward, then you're not where you're supposed to be. I don't need no money to do this, man. Matter of fact, you start taking money, it's gonna throw you off, it's gonna throw off your motive. I don't wanna be bought. I'd rather work with my hands. It's something about, when you read Paul's message, him talking about he could have taken from the people, but he didn't. He had them examine him, watch him work with his hand. It's something about a man and working with your hands, man. It's just something about it that just make you feel good, man. I never been the type that asks for a handout. I don't want no handout, man. I don't want the people's money. Although, don't get me wrong, if you eating off a brother's table, if a brother's providing, food, you should bring something to that table. You shouldn't come empty-handed. And I also get, you know what I mean? So I'm not telling you not to. If you giving an offering, or you paying tithes to a certain camp, then hey, all praise to the Most High. But that's not what this thing is for, man. Look, man, let that brother work with his own hands. Let me get this. First John. Oh, what I have? It was 1 John 4:19. This is 1 John 4:19. We love him because he first loved us, right? And that's reward enough. I don't need nothing to do my reasonable service. I'm doing this because the Most High, I didn't ask to do this, or I didn't volunteer to do this. I didn't see myself doing this. The Lord called me, man. He called me from death, man. I'm literally like the last of those who I came up with. Everybody who I came up with is dead, in prison, or strung out on drugs. Literally. I am the only one that is. And then he set my feet on solid ground, man. You know, I got a few precepts. This is Romans 12:1, and I'll be excited to do the work, man. I don't need money messing that up. You know what I mean? This Romans 12:1, it says, I beseech ye therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. Right. That's the least we could do. You know, you offered your body, your limbs, your energy to save for free. You weren't charging Satan not a damn thing. Actually, it was costing you out there. This is our reasonable service to serve the Most High with all our might, strength, with everything that we got within us, man. And to also work with our hands, man. You know, and as I'm walking this thing out, and you can kind of, if you examine the brothers that have 9-to-5s, and you examine the brothers that don't work, it'd be a big difference, man. A lot of the brothers that don't have jobs, they be going off. They busybodies. They always talking about somebody or talking unnecessary shit to pass the time, or they falling off into folly. But if you was to work with your hands, you know, like you're supposed to, you know, 9-to-5, you're not gonna have the energy for that bullshit. So working with your hands is profitable, man. And earning your money, man. It's just, you know, the men know. Man, y'all know. Right? Here's another one. 2 Thessalonians 3. Forgive me because I feel like a little bit under the, I don't know if it's allergies, but you know, all this damn pollen in this air, and it's affecting, you know, it's been affecting my sinuses and whatnot. This is 2 Thessalonians 3:10. It says, for even when we were with you, we commanded you by this: if anyone will not work, neither shall he eat. Right? And that's law. They even say that in the world, man. You don't work, you don't eat, man. What is a man? First of all, you know, I mean, what type of money do I have to be making to then I'm helping all Israel? I'm helping every Israelite now, man. What type of money? That's the type of money where I'm going to have to get all the Israelites together, you know, in one room and tell them lock the doors, man. Lock the doors, man. This a shakedown, you know. I ain't got time for that, man. This is my reasonable service, man. You know, to the brothers that do this thing in spirit and truth, without vanity, they understand, man. This is your life. They understand it, man. This is what you wake up to do. This is what you go to sleep to do. This is what you meditate all through the day. You want to become a better son, a better servant, a better brother, a better husband, a better father. You want to become that example, and that's reward enough, because the Lord put you on the path of betterment, because you want to meet these standards that he's setting through these men that he put in the Bible. And every time I look at these men, I'm like, I got work to do. That's reward enough to see me go from what I was to this, and then the Lord is causing me to even pick up the pace behind the scenes. He's showing me how to do it, you know. He's showing me how to work efficiently to get where he need me to be. Hey, that's reward enough, man. That's reward enough, man, to see my son and my children grow up in this truth, man. You know, why would I condemn Esau, but then my reward would be Esau's money? That don't even make sense, man. That don't make sense. Let me read this again. For even when we were with you, we commanded you this, that if anyone will not work, neither shall he eat. For we hear there are some who walk among you in disorderly manner, not working at all, but are busybodies. See that? You got too much damn time on your hand. You're taking this money from these people, but at the same time, it's causing you to go off because you got too much time on your hand, man. You need to take your ass to work. And Paul worked your ass. I don't care who you are. You should be doing something. Even if you elderly, you should still have a part-time job. Everybody should be work. Every man should be working. You shouldn't just be feeding off the people, man. Your hands should be rough. We not in the kingdom yet, man. Work. Work and stop asking, you know, just eating off the people, man. Living, how they say, deliciously, man. Living delicately, man. That's bullshit, right? I had a few more precepts, man. Luke, it make me mad, man. Luke 17 and 10. Excuse my language, man. If you can't handle that, I don't know what to tell you, man. Luke 17 and 10. So likewise you, when you have done all those things which you are commanded, say, we are unprofitable servants. We have done what was our duty to do, man. It's our duty. It's our duty to put our lives on the line for our people, man. For our families and for our God. We the Israelites, man. That's what the man did. They went to war. Like, you know, that's what this is. You fighting the spiritual wars of Israel, of Yahweh. You know, David wasn't getting paid, man. You know, or there was a reward, but he didn't say, I'm going to fight the battle against these damn Canaanites for 30 shekels, you know. Although there was a reward for slaying Goliath, but he didn't ask for it. He just inquired about it. You know what I mean? So, point is, man, we doing this. This is our reasonable service to fight the battles of Yahweh, man. This Sirach, let me get this precept. Sirach 1 and 18. Sirach 1 and 18, and it reads, the fear of Yahweh is a crown of wisdom, making peace and perfect health to flourish, both which are gifts of Yahweh, and it enlargeth their rejoicing that love him. You hear that? So those are the gifts that we get, you know, that go unnoticed to the people of the world. Because they always looking for, physical paper dollar backs, man. They for Benjamins. But I'm going to read it again. It says, the fear of Yahweh is a crown of wisdom. The fear of Yahweh is a crown of wisdom, making peace and perfect health to flourish. Right, peace. Those are the things that get overlooked. That you got peace of mind, man. You're not staying up all night stressing. You don't have anxiety. You're not stressed out, right? You're not jittery. You're calm, man. You got just peace. The Lord make your days peaceful. He surrounds you with peace. He give you that peace of mind and perfect health. He says, making peace and perfect health to flourish, both which are the gifts of Yahweh. So there's a reward, man. What about peace and perfect health? Why it's got to be dollars? Why is everything got to revolve around dollars, man? Money. All our people want is just money, 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 money. You know? There are things that are more greater than money. What about health? Peace of mind? What about family? What about loved ones? What about the fact that you got all your digits? What about the fact that you can see? that your feet work, your legs work, your hands work, your mind works. What about those things? You know? So there's reward, man. There's a reward that's being given out, even on earth that's being overlooked. Yahweh is good, man. He is good to his service. And beyond that, he promised that, when shit hit the fan, he said, my servant's gonna eat. Y'all keep forgetting about that, man. Y'all keep forgetting that shit finna hit the fan. And when it do, we gonna eat. He said, you gonna be hungry, but my servant's gonna eat. You gonna be thirsty, but my servant's gonna drink, right? Give me this Isaiah. And I'm all stuffed up, so it's kind of making it hard for me to breathe, man. A little bit. But we gonna get through it though. Don't get through it. It's just a little seasonal thing. Damn allergies, man. This is Isaiah 33:6. It says, wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of your times and the strength of your salvation. The Lord is blessing us with wisdom. And he's keeping us, the stability is happening in our minds, man. We living in unstable times where, man, if you could see the death that's going on throughout the earth because people just losing it. They losing it. I just read an article. Some woman, she jumped in, she took her 2 kids and jumped over in Niagara Falls, man. People losing it. I'm going to read it again. Wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of your times, man. Those are gifts. Those are gifts that wisdom. Your next move being your best move. And I preach that to my family all the time. Make sure your next move is your best move. So the Lord is allowing his children, or the ones that he calls, to make wise move after wise move after wise move after wise move after wise move over a period of time, while the world is making foolish move after foolish move after foolish move unto death. And those are things that's being overlooked. Man, the Lord is good, man. Yahweh, he's good. And his son Yahweh Shah is good. Good to his service, man. He's paid me enough, man. And I can get into it, man. I talk about it all the time. I done had guns to my head and they just click. I talk about it, man. Me and the brothers, we trade war stories sometimes, man. We talk about times that, I was supposed to die and I didn't die, and I, just escaped death, to the point where you think about what just happened and your body just starts shaking uncontrollably. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no damn money, man. And that's a trap, man. That's a trap. Y'all gotta be, when you in this thing, you gotta be aware of your Hashatan trying to tempt you. Trying to get you to think that you're more than what you are. Yeah, Ak, you got a good voice, man. You got good communication skills, man. You deserve some money. That's Hashatan, really. When you really think about it, it's Hashatan trying to tempt me to think that I'm more than what I should be. Matter of fact, let me get this, man. Mark 4:3. You have to be aware of Hashatan too when you're in this thing, man. Tempting you. And if the Lord use you to where, you reaching, a lot of people, don't let that go to your head. You just the vessel that he used, and he can use any vessel. You just the vessel that he chose to use, man. Hold on. This is Matthew 4:3. It says, now the tempter came to him, he said, if you are the Son of God, command these stones become bread. You see that? Trying to tempt him. Hey, man, if you the Son of God, you say you the Son of God, right? Hey, cause this to turn into bread. You the Son of God, right? Yeah, if you the Son of God, if you really the Son of God, you could do it. trying to tempt you, man. Trying to puff you up with pride, you know. That's what Hasatan doing. You have to be aware of that, man. He come real subtle. Yeah, you got a good voice, you can really get the money. That's Hasatan, man. So you know what? I do be kicking that. I do be kind of, yeah, you know what? I could sell this though. You know what? Yeah, that's Hasatan. And that's how a nigga should think, man. A nigga should think that they should take this pure holy word and start making money off of it. That's how niggas think, man. But the children of God, they're going to know to keep holy things holy, man. This is holy, man. You don't take what's holy and profane it. There's a lot of different ways I can make money that have nothing to do with God's holy words, man. You know? I'm gonna get this. It's Acts 20 and 33. Acts 20. And 33, and it reads, I have coveted no one's silver or gold or apparel. Yes, you yourselves know that these hands have provided for my necessities and for those who were with me. I have shown you in every way by laboring like this that you must support the weak and remember the words that the Lord Yahweh Shah that he said. It is more blessed to give than to receive. And I meditated upon that. And a different brother might come up with something else, and that's fine, but this is what the Most High gave me. Why is it better? Why is it more blessed to give than to receive? Think about it. You ever notice how the people that give always got it to give? And the people that always got their hands out, But they never consider that. They always consider that, I got on, or I got this hand out, or I'm finna call such and such, and I'm gonna make up a story, to get this money. But they never took the time out to think, damn, they always got it, and I always never have it. It's more blessed to give than to receive. Why? Because you got it to give. You already blessed. You don't need it. You don't need the handout. You got it. I'm gonna get this precept. And I'm winding down. I'm gonna get that real quick. Acts 12 and 3. This is Acts chapter 12 and verse 3. For I say, through the grace given to me, to everyone who is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, as Yahweh has dealt to each one a measure of faith. Right? Because when you start thinking more than you think of yourself, you're going to start thinking off, man. You're going to start thinking, you the greatest in Israel. Don't nobody know the precepts better than me. I got the best breakdowns. I'm really holding it down for all Israel. I'm the one. Without me, Israel would be in shams, You start thinking you Yahweh shot, man. Really? That's when you start seeing that, man. You start seeing men disrespect Yahweh shot. Why? Because they want to be Yahweh shot. Really, they jealous of Yahweh shot. Any brother in this truth that would disrespect Yahweh shot is because they jealous of Yahweh shot. They want to. It's a lot of bitch ass niggas in this thing too, man. I'ma just be honest, man. Brothers jealous of other. This some weird shit, man. Brothers jealous of other brothers, man. What we doing, man? And then you got brothers jealous of Yahweh Shah. What we doing, man? I'm going to read this again, man. For I say through the grace given to me, to everyone who is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, as Yahweh has dealt to each one a measure of faith. Be sober-minded, man. Know how to take a compliment, but without your head blowing up. You know what I'm saying? Know how to get a blessing from the Most High without it just putting your heads all up in the damn clouds, man. Know how to be a base. That's what Paul said. He said, I've been above and I've been the base, man. Know how to, you know what I'm saying? Act like you had something, man. A lot of y'all act like you never had nothing, man. Act like niggas, man. Be cool, bro. This truth is enough, man. We don't need, look, man. Look, like I said before, if the Most High put it on your heart to give where you eating, then you should give where you eat. You should, at the same time, you shouldn't be a nigga. You shouldn't just constantly eat off somebody's table and not bring nothing to the table, man. You a nigga. You're nothing but a nigga, man. And half you niggas, you eating off the table and you complaining about the food, but then you taking a go-away bag. Just niggas, man, come to your house, eat the food, say my stomach hurt. Oh, man, my stomach hurt. But leave with a go-away bag. Can I have a doggy bag? That's how some of you people is, man. You go to a brother's page, then you complain. I didn't like this precept, and I didn't like that precept, and I didn't like the way this was done, and I didn't like the way that was done. But you constantly eating off that table. You constantly, man. We gotta do better, man. We gotta do better, man. All of us. Right? Let me get this precept. Isaiah, already got that one. Let me give you Psalms, and then I'm gonna end it. This one's supposed to be long, man. I got a lunch break. Psalms 51. Psalms 51 and 51:11. Do not cast me away from your presence, and do not take your Holy Spirit from me. Right? That's gift enough, man. Because you can see the Most High take the Spirit from a brother, man. You will see a brother that was excited about this thing, man, and then all of a sudden, they're not excited about the holy words, man. How can you not be excited about the truth? That's because the Lord took the Spirit, man, from that individual, man. And that's a gift. That the Lord put it on your mind and your spirit to wake up and do this thing, to put it in your spirit, to go out in the highways and hedges and push this truth, man. The Lord can take that away, then you end up under a bridge, damn ODing off fentanyl, man. The people that he take the spirit from, they end up in the worstest. He take the spirit from them, and then you see them, you hear about them, and some crazy stuff done happen. It's not like they just lead the truth. It's not like the Lord take the spirit from them. They lead the truth, and then they live happily ever after. That's not what happened. The Lord take the truth from them. They lead the truth, and then something that you would never think you about to hear, and you about to see about this individual. So, that's a gift that the Lord, keep this spirit in you on fire, that you waking up and you want to please the God of heaven and earth, man. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? And as a man, that should be your goal, man. To wake up, as a real man, you should want to wake up and please your God, man. What is pleasing to the Most High? What's pleasing? That I walk upright, that I'll be an example, that I push myself to be the best that I can be, that I'm walking in the light and not in the darkness. This Lord the Most High has given us enough, man. He's given us enough. With that, I say shalom.